So, of course, we've got no way of knowing what was said pre-match by Scott Parker in the Fulham dressing room. But here's a kind of an idea of, right, boys, you're up for this one. Keep it tight early doors and keep your discipline. 6 minutes in, what happens?
Yeah, and listen, I heard Scott Parker's post-game interview, and he said exactly as much. He asked his team to go there and be brave. And he made the point when he says be brave, it's not just about hard work and tough tackles. It's about taking your chances and expressing yourself on the ball. But then 6 minutes into the game, all the work that you've done in the build-up to this gets thrown out the window, and you've got your backs against the walls against one of the best teams in English and European football. Fulham made a fist of it, I guess you can say.
But it's damage limitation.
Yeah, it's no result, but at the same time, no harm in that result.
And it finished 4-0 from middle to front. That's a strong City lineup. I know they changed things at the back, but overall, Gabriel Jesus on target.
Got a couple,
Goodwin from the penalty spot as well. So Bernardo Silva, there's enough positives. It's just it's a tick, move on.
Yeah, and listen, we know that about Pep Guardiola. Ever since he announced himself as manager for Barcelona, he's going there to win every single trophy that's on offer. And you saw that. And listen, we've discussed Liverpool and the changes that Jurgen Klopp made to his starting 11. The thing is, and the thing is with City in particular, even when Pep Guardiola makes changes, you look at the starting 11 and think, that's a pretty good 11. And it was exactly the same here against Fulham. Again, got a huge helping hand with the sending off. But Pep Guardiola is going there to win every single game, this cup included. And you know, you saw that in their approach. We see what the draw throws up from here on in, but you know that whatever happens, Guardiola's in it to win it.
There's no doubt, I don't think, that City's priority right now is Champions League.
Yeah.
Okay? Rank the other three competitions for me then, of the Premier League right now, bearing in mind where they are, the FA Cup and the League Cup, bearing in mind their first leg result was a good one against Manchester United.
Well, let's start with the League Cup. Because it's a semi-final, because it's Manchester United, you know everything that goes into both those situations is going to play a part in City's approach. I expect them to go through when you get to a final.
Leicester or Villas, I mean, that's all right.
Whenever you get to final, regardless of the competition, you know, you there to win it. I don't see City eclipsing Liverpool for the league.
No.
But even so, at the start of this season, I thought if you told City, listen, you're going to finish second in the league, but you're going to win the Champions League.
Where do they sign?
They would take it. Similarly, if you said to Liverpool, you know,
exactly.
you're going to get knocked out in the group stage. I know they didn't get knocked out in the group stage of the Champions
League. But the
League.
priority,
if you offered them that, you get knocked out in the group stage of the Champions League, but go on and win the league, they would take that. They've exceeded those expectations already. So maybe, especially given the changes that we've seen from them in the FA Cup, they don't take that cup too seriously. Maybe as they get closer to the finish line in the league, they take one eye off what's happening in the Champions League. So who knows where that leaves City in terms of that competition. And then with the FA Cup, again, given what we know of Guardiola's approach, your name is still in the hat. Let's see what the draw has to throw up. And you take that one game at a time.
So they're not going to win the league. Unlikely. Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup. If I say they win one trophy, one of those, would you say that's correct? Would you say it's higher or it's lower?
Well, I think they win the League Cup.
Yep.
So now it's a question of can they win? Well, they can win the FA Cup. We see what the draw has to throw up. I think they can. The Champions League is a big if. And even though they're the bookies' favourites, I still think there's so much uncertainty around everybody else. And despite what is said about Liverpool and them taking the league and not the Champions League, they're playing some of the best football in Europe right now. And were I a bookie, they'd be my favourites for the Champions League as well. The big concern for them, again, is as the league title becomes closer, do they take one eye off? And it's never a good position to be in when you're relying on somebody else to fail.
It was all about getting through for Man City today. Just no replay. They got the job done nice and early with a 4-0 comfortable win over Fulham.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.